A review of the Manitoba justice system says that criminals are being released from custody by mistake, largely because of a bureaucratic muddle of tracking and paperwork. Manitoba is not alone when it comes to those get-out-of-jail-free cards, and what's particularly disturbing is that it happens a lot more often than you might think. CTV's Jill Makashon now with some exclusive details.
Behind the barbed wire, some of Canada's most ruthless criminals, murderers and thieves, here to pay their debt to society. But it appears some are getting a deep discount.
I ordered this report because Manitobans were understandably concerned about accidental releases.
A consultant's report shows 5 prisoners in custody in Manitoba were mistakenly released in the span of 4 months at the beginning of this year. CTV News has learned that number has now climbed to 9. And the majority of those errors occurred here, in a medium-security prison just outside Winnipeg city limits. That's where Walter Joseph Sanderson was serving time for manslaughter. A paper mix-up led to his freedom. His mother pleaded for his surrender.
And that I want him to turn himself in.
2 days later, he did. Victims' rights advocates say the province needs to plug the holes in the justice system to keep convicts locked up and keep society safe.
It is a concern to victims, victims' families, people who have testified, witnesses.
Right now, the public isn't notified about every mistaken release. Critics say they should be.
But I'd like to see that reporting when it happens.
Manitoba isn't alone in trying to tackle this problem. Other provinces have created strategies to try to stop felons from mistakenly walking free. Saskatchewan was one of the first to make changes after clerical errors led to 2 men in custody being released in 1 week. The Manitoba report says an archaic paper filing system needs to be replaced with more electronic filing. There needs to be more training and more staff.
Everyone's goal is to strive to make the number of accidental releases in Manitoba 0.
But with more than a month until New Year, the hope is justice officials can just keep this year's count to 9. Sandy?
All right, thank you, Jill. CTV's Jill Makashon in Winnipeg tonight. Well, there was no mistake.